Hello and welcome. This is Sadusman. In today's video, we are going to discuss the DATEADD function of DAX. Let's first look at the Microsoft documentation about this function. The DATEADD function returns a table that contains a column of dates shifted either forward or backward in time by the specified number of intervals from the dates in the current context. This is the definition, and the syntax requires only three main arguments, which is dates, the number of intervals, and the interval itself. Let's look at the parameters in detail. In this syntax, we have three main arguments: the dates, the number of intervals, and the interval itself. The dates refers to the column in the data model that contains the dates. The number of intervals is basically an integer that specifies the number of periods which we want to go forward or backward, and the interval itself can be an year, a quarter, a month, or a day. So let's look at this application. We have got a table of daily sales values for the month of January. We can use the DATEADD function to calculate the sales of the previous day. Let's take a look. For that purpose, I'm going to use right click, new measure. I will call it previous day sales. So for that purpose, I'm going to use the calculate function. And the calculate function requires an expression. I already have a base measure of total sales in my data model. I'm going to use that. And now the DATEADD function will give me the day of the previous day sales. For this, I have to specify the dates table and the column in the dates table. And then the number of interval is -1. When we want to go back in time, we specify a negative number, and when we want to go forward in time, we'll specify a positive number. And then the interval itself can be a day, month, quarter, or a year. So we want to go back a day only, so we will select the day, close the bracket for DATEADD, and then close the bracket for calculate. We will format this and put the measure in the visual, so you can see that the previous day sales are correctly showing in the next column. So 7.8 million, 7.8 million, let's say 2.5 million, 2.5 million. So we can calculate the day previous day sales very easily. And if we specify, let's say -3, let's say specify -3, then we can say we can calculate the previous third day sales. Let's say you can see 8846. 8846 is shown in the against January 4th, so it's 3 days before. So it's a very powerful function. You can use it in various different ways. Let's look at the previous month sales figures. So we can use the same function. Let's call it last month sales. And for that, I'm going to use the calculate function. The base measure is total sales. Now DATEADD, I'll specify the dates column, and then I will specify -1 for the previous month. I will select the month from this formula. Press enter, and let's format this a little bit and put this in the visual. Now from this visual, I'm going to remove the date to get the previous day sales as well, to see whether we are calculating the previous month sales correctly or not. So you can see 167.147 million, which is correctly shown in the previous month sales. 158, 158, 186, 186. That's how we can calculate the previous month sales from the DATEADD function. What if I want to calculate the month over month growth? So in that case, I can use a formula month on month sales, and for that I'm going to use total sales minus last month sales. Let's format this over here and put this in the visual. Now you can see the difference. 167 minus 164 gives you a positive 2997, and 147 minus 150 gives you a negative 3. So that's how you can simply calculate the month over month sales. We can also use this formula to calculate the previous year sales. So let's calculate the last year sales. Calculate total sales, date add. I specify first the dates table, then -1 for previous 1 year, and then I will calculate the year. And now if I want to put this year sales as well, let's remove the month sales, month on month, and let's take year in this table. Now you can see that my sales for 2015 are correctly shown over here, sales for 2016 are correctly shown over here, and this is how we can simply calculate the previous year sales by using this DATEADD formula. It's a very powerful formula. You can use different variations of this formula according to your needs. I hope you would have enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.